So guys, what is there more to say? South Africa claiming a 72-run victory against India, possibly the best team in the world, and we're claiming a good victory with our seamers, and not with the batsmen, which most people would have said these two batting attacks would have faced each other, faced off in like a complete apocalypse. But like, yeah,
I mean, 18 wickets in the day. Clearly, batting was very difficult. I think a lot of the wickets were pretty soft, but man, you can't take away from the bowlers.
Yeah.
Vern getting his best figures. What was it? 6 for 42, 9 for the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a bowler's paradise today.
Yeah, and definitely Vernon bowled exceptionally well. I can't say that there was any of his wickets that he took that were soft. I mean, some of the Indian wickets was a bit soft. I could say that Quinton de Kock threw his wicket away. I think AB de Villiers right at the end threw his wicket away. But okay, he had to up the run rate.
Yesterday, or the day before,
yes,
rather.
exactly too. But we have to give it to the bowlers. The bowlers, both from both sides, put on a spectacle here for supporters, and it was a really exciting match. That was approved by Faf du Plessis and Kohli. Both said it in their press conference that this was a test, an advert for Test cricket.
And you know what? Credit to Virat Kohli, because a lot of teams go to India on dust bowls that turn a lot and complain about the pitches. Kohli came here, he got handed, look, 72 runs doesn't sound like a gargantuan total, but they were comprehensively beaten.
Yeah.
And he immediately said, I thought the pitch was great, I thought it was good for Test cricket.
Yeah.
So Steve Smith didn't say that, Faf du Plessis didn't say that when they got beaten in India. Cook, when he went to, or was it Root, whoever the England captain was, when he went to India, didn't say that. So credit to Kohli, I must say.
Yeah, so I was really at the edge of my seat every single ball towards the end of this match. I was very sad at the beginning, thinking that we're not going to pull it through because we lost such quick wickets. But in the end, we defended a total that wasn't actually that great. I mean, we defended a lead that was a little bit over what India was bowled out for in the first innings.
And you know what? I think if there is one concern, it is how our batsmen went. Obviously, we can talk about their batsmen, but we expected their batsmen to struggle.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone quite expected our batsmen to struggle, and we'll get into it with the questions. But how much of that has to do with how India bowled? How much of that has to do with how we batted? Probably a little bit of both. Credit to their bowlers, but definitely work for our batsmen.
And if a Newlands pitch produced such fast, quick-paced wickets,
Whew.
I can't wait to see what the IFL has to
And especially
offer.
the talk that Lungi Ngidi has now been drafted into the
Yes,
squad.
I'm very excited to see him. I hope that he gets a show because we saw what four seamers can do in a South African team. I think Lungi Ngidi, it's time. It's time for him to make his debut for the Proteas. I don't think an all-rounder is needed, and especially not in the IFL.
Oh,
so now we're going to go into your questions?
Yeah, cool. Let's get into the questions.
Let's get into the questions. So unless you're into high-scoring games, which most people are, I guess, but excitement-wise, I think it's great to prepare pitches to handle to favour the bowlers. So in the IFL, I mean, both sides do have great seam attacks. Who does not want to see them on their top form?
And I think it must be said, sure, it seemed around a bit, sure it moved, sure it kind of kicked off a length, but this wasn't an unplayable pitch. This wasn't the most outrageously green, filled with cracks. People were being sent to the hospital. If you bowl well, yes, all of a sudden, I think just the way modern Test batsmen play, as soon as the ball starts moving around a touch, all of a sudden we start fidgeting outside the off stump. All of a sudden we don't get our feet moving. The way Kohli went out to Vernon Fernando, had nothing to do with the pitch. Vern was bowling about 3 overs of away swingers, then he brought one in, trapped him in front of LBW. That would have happened on any pitch. So I personally think too much is made of the pitch. But if we're getting this kind of cricket, I hope they just do the exact same thing in the high felts. Yeah,
because I think at the end of the day, it was Faf's assessment of the pitch was that he wasn't used to this Newlands pitch. He wasn't used to this type of in sections. It was performing on a different level that it normally does, and I think that surprised the opening batsman and most of the openers up the order.
But we saw batsmen got started. I mean, if Ashwin, who I think is, yes, he's made hundreds against the West Indies, but he's not an out-and-out batsman. If he battled his way to 32, so if he can do it, I think the other guys can do it. I just think more application from the batsman is needed.
Cool.
Maybe a little. I really think that so much of the talk before the series was how we're going to release the 4 quicks. Otis Gibson, we finally got a bowling coach. We're going to produce green tops that look like the grass embankment. But not enough was made of the Indian seamers. And I think they really stood up. I think that the way Aiden Markham went out, maybe he kind of thought he was into a position where he could play that shot. I thought Dean's in trouble. I thought the way that Hashim Amla went kind of trying to cut a bit too square when it's a bit too close to his body. Maybe it's a combination of not respecting the bowlers, maybe it's a combination of not respecting the pitches, but either way, I think that heading into the high veld, they're going to know, the South African batsmen are going to know all about the Indian bowlers.
Yeah, it was kind of common knowledge by Kohli in his first press conferences that he gave at Western Province Cricket Club. He did say that this is probably one of the best seam attacks that they have fielded,
Yeah.
and I think it was quite their confidence in their own seamers was quite well known, and it was said in the media that these guys had a lot of variety. I mean, I've seen even a few videos online where they speak about the different variety that the India pacers have to offer and the seamers have to offer. And it was actually surprising because they even left out some seamers. I mean, Hardik Pandya was actually brought in as an all-rounder.
Who bowled really well.
Who bowled really well on these pitches. So I think South Africa will know a little bit more about these seamers and they will be prepared in the high veld. And I think that our openers at least will be ready for what they have to offer. Okay, I think that Temba Bavuma should stay out of the lineup. Bear with me, guys. Don't start with the old transformation arguments because I think that Lungi Ngidi should come in as a fourth seamer to replace Dale Steyn. I think he's played exceptionally well. Since his injury, he came back for the Titans. He took nine wickets, and he's always improved throughout the Ram Slam T20 challenge as well. He showed that he can take wickets, and that's amongst a team that was star-studded. I mean, they had Dale Steyn, they had Morne Morkel, they had Chris Morris, all of those bowlers in that side, and Lungi Ngidi still stood out. So I think it's about time that we see him in. Why not give a youngster a chance and to show us what he's made of, and to put India on the back foot? He bowls about 140 to 145 kilometers per hour. That's quick. I felt it would be even quicker, and he's used to the conditions there as well. He's used to playing over there in Jaksky derbies.
Look,
and also in Centurion is the first game, and that's his home turf.
Look, as much as I love Lungi Ngidi, anyone who listens to the podcast has read my writing knows that I absolutely love Lungi Ngidi. However, and this is a big however, I think we saw in the second innings how our three-man attack with Keshav kind of holding up an end, letting the guys rotate, can do a trick. We didn't need the fourth seamer to bowl India out for the lowest total in the match, and I do think that we struggled with the runs there. In that first innings, 86 or 87 runs or so were contributed by Philander, Rabada and Maharaj. We can't bank on that every game. I think that they're great batsmen, but if we are going to produce difficult pitches to bat on, we can't bank on that lower order making runs. I do think that we were batsman light, and exactly like this question asks, a nuggety 40 from Temba Bavuma would not have gone amiss here, and I think we definitely missed him.
And do you think that Temba Bavuma will be able to handle the pace and bounce on the high veld wicket? I mean, with the way the pitch is performing.
Yeah, why not? Look, I know that Temba does struggle on the pool. You know, he's often out in the pool, and people say it's because of his height, because of how he comes up on the ball rather than getting down over it. But I think Temba's a good enough batsman to cut that out. Okay. We know how Sachin Tendulkar scored that double ton against Australia without playing a cover drive. So if Sachin Tendulkar can not play a cover drive, I think Temba Bavuma can not play a pool. I'm not equating the two. But I do think that at test level you have to cut out the shots that get you out. And I think, and we agree that Temba is a test player.
He is a test player.
So then I think he's got to play. Easy one, because England weren't involved, because South Africa won, 18 wickets, Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, boom.
You know, Otis Gibson was the reason for England's bowling attack, just remember that.